So we've done a lot of the build and the unboxing and a little bit of final thoughts and even a few prints. But one of the things that I haven't really done a lot of other than the bed was some of the features. So stick around, we're going to go through some of the features of the Prusa i3 Mark III and see if we can test some of them out. Hopefully I don't break my printer. I'm Ron and this is my place. So I think we're ready to go. I am going to test, I guess, the power panic, the filament sensor, try and lose some steps, and then maybe we'll even try the silent mode. I've got a print started and we'll see how it goes. Okay, so we got a number of them down, so I think I'm going to go ahead and give it a shot. I've never tested any of those. I don't know if you can see the lights flickering, but it's every time the heat bed. So I don't know. I got some more testing. I got some other things I want to try on that as well. But anyways, I'm going to try the power. Never tried any of them, so I hope it works. Oh, good point. I went through all the features, and if you look at all the features on here, and you go to the thing that you can't get to when I'm here, okay, well, if you go to the settings, mine actually came in with the filament sensor disabled. I don't know if that's like a default thing or what. I ended up turning it back on, but I thought that was a bit odd. So, all right, I guess we're going to try it. Wish us luck. Power's off. It did not raise the nozzle. I don't like that at all. It didn't do anything. It just shut off. Turning it back on. It's lost. It did not work. It killed the print. Well, isn't that embarrassing? So I'm going to verify. Yeah, it completely killed it. I wonder if it's because I hit the power switch. I bet that is it. Okay, so I have it recovered, and it's reprinting again, starting the first layer. But a couple things I wanted to point out. Well, first off, apparently you can't just hit the switch. We'll see. I've got the power strip now. I'm going to hit that when we try it. But what was interesting is I ended it, and when I powered everything on and I've got it all started again, when I went to go start the print again, it never unknitted or anything. It instantly just went through its testing and the bed was shifted. It didn't know where it was at anymore. So it actually started overrunning things when it was doing its 9 point. So I don't know how it's going to impact everything. But you can see the purge layers here instead of here. So it's an inch or more than an inch off. That's weird. I don't understand why it would do that. So anyways, this is all kind of live stuff. I'm going to put it up as it is. As silly as it may make me look, we're seeing it together. So just going to let it get a layer or two. And well, while it's doing this, I'm going to see if I can switch. I wonder if it'll let me switch to silent mode. So I have live adjust, I can tune, support, fail. It does not, maybe tune? Yes, mode. I'm going to go to silent mode now. I really don't see the difference. It's in stealth mode right now. In stealth mode, if I remember correctly, does not allow you to use the skip steps. I'm going to try and go back to, it's back in normal now. Maybe a little quieter. I'm not sure what to expect, I guess. But so that was stealth mode. At least on this print, I really didn't hear any difference. Seems pretty quiet either way to me. Okay, a couple millimeters up now, so I guess this is as good as any. I'm gonna throw the main switch and see how it recovers. Power's off. It did raise just slightly, it looks like. So I'm going to come back on, see what happens. It says recovering the print. It did not raise it up much. It just raised it up just a little bit. And now it kind of initialized itself. It's heating the bed, reheating everything. There's actually a little bit of it coming out of the nozzle, but I don't know that I need to worry about it. I guess, yeah, it would have just recovered itself, so I'm not going to touch it. It's inside. And the survey says it has a little bit of a goober that was sticking out of the nozzle, but it looks like it may have shifted layers. I think it shifted layers. I think it's because of the way I had it set up before. Yeah, it failed horribly. Wow. Alright, well, I'm gonna stop that and, well, yeah, it's definitely, it's shifted both in Y and in X. It's just completely failed. Wow, that's disappointing. Yeah, it looks like it's about half an inch maybe in Y. Shifted back that way. So maybe X didn't shift, but Y certainly did. That's extremely unfortunate. I'm gonna, before we keep going, I mean, it's already destroyed, so I'm gonna go ahead and, where is it? I'm gonna snip the filament and see if it stops. Checking the filament sensor out. It's not looking good. Okay, it did stop. Press the knob to unload filament, so this looks like it's working. So it's asking me if I want to repeat the unloading, and I'm going to say no. Insert filament. Oh. Never good. You lose the filament in and you just know that it's going to create a jam. But anyway. So it says fill it, put it in, press the knob, it took it. just oozing it out. I'm just getting the tip off. It asked me if it changed correctly, and I'm going to say yes. Damn it. Yeah, okay, doesn't matter. It left a little bit of a pigtail on there that it's almost like it oozed it out after I got done looking. So yeah, so that looked like it worked just fine. Alright, I will be back. I'm going to kill this off and restart yet again. So I just stopped the print, aborted it, and it kind of went through some weird abort sequence, and it started going like to the front of the bed, to the back of the bed. It overshot both ends. So I'm really not sure what it's doing at the moment. This is the print, as you can see. It actually shifted quite a bit. It looks like it was just in Y. But yeah. So that test was an utter complete fail. So at this point, what I think I'm going to do is try and figure out, I think I got to find the a knit part. I'm just cleaning the bed a little bit because my fingers touched it. So I want to initialize everything at this point. There's settings. Probably move axis. No. Calibration, baby. Auto home. So I'm just going to auto home and see if it's going to fix all these issues. It really did not seem to like whatever it is that I did. So it's doing auto home, and I told it to calibrate Z. So auto home apparently only does X and Y. It doesn't do Z. So you have to tell it to do Z, and now I don't trust much of anything. So did its buzzing as it overran the stop. This is irritating. Alright. So now it's doing its bed test. Alright, well, I'm assuming this is going to get done, and then I'll start the print and I'll be back. See? Something is seriously not right now. It does not know where it's at. Huh. Alright, I'm going to just have to mess with it. Maybe I have to go through the calibrations again or something, so I don't know. So, interestingly enough, the setup failed, and it was failing for Y. X seemed to check fine, Y kept failing a couple times, turned everything around, looked at it, and if you put the thing together, you have the thermistor that comes from the bed, and it's like running up into the heat or the strain relief, and then comes up and out. Somehow or another, that had actually popped out and was pulled down underneath the bed, so as it was hitting the end stop, or the end of the travel, it was actually making it short, so the system recognized that it wasn't getting full travel and saying there was a problem. I fixed it, tucked everything back up, everything looks like it's fine, and now it's working just fine in that aspect. So we'll go through the whole thing again. I have no idea what's going on, but hopefully this will all take care of it, and then we'll get back to business. And I don't know that I'll ever want to hit that switch again. Okay, so had to go through the entire wizard again, set everything up, reset my bed height, which hasn't changed. Yeah, it was really confused, and I'm not 100% sure if the wire somehow, and even when that happened, I don't know, and it got jammed underneath. Somehow that caused an issue. I really don't have a clue, but yeah, that was kind of a mess. But I guess don't hit the switch during printing. I don't know. I'm going to try it again. We got a number of layers going on here. Let's see what happens. I'm going to hit the power again, and it should do its thing. Power's off. It does not look like it raised up. It looks like it's sitting on the print, baking. So it did not look to me like it did what it's supposed to. Power's back on. Again, it did nothing. Completely failed again. That's unfortunate. So the first one we did failed because I hit the switch. Oh no, the first time I did it, I hit the switch and then nothing happened. It was just like this. So then I did it the right way and I hit the power brick down here, and then I had major layer shift. Had to redo all the calibrations. Did it again, and now it just did that exact same thing again. I'm checking. I never saw anything that even let you turn that off. I don't know what to say. I'm going to recover yet again and see if I can get it to work. Okay, I've recovered. It seemed like it didn't lose everything this time. I cranked the speed way up. I'm at 170% speed right now. And this is the default buddy model or whatever that's in there. But I don't care what the quality is at this point. I just want to bust out some layers so I can try this whole thing again. What I'm kind of thinking I'm going to do this time is I'm using a monster power brick, you know, a power surge protector. Maybe it's doing something funky. So this time I'm going to actually unplug the cable from the supply to make sure that's not interacting with it in some odd way. I don't know. Give that a shot. So far, I have to say that I hope I don't have to rely on the power. Luckily, I don't lose power here a lot, but so far, not super excited about that part. The other pieces seem to work as advertised. Haven't tried to skip, actually. I just did this layer skip, and yeah, failed miserably. Okay, I'm back yet again. I guess so 3 failures basically on the power panic, and then I failed the layer shift as well. I was at 170%, so I don't know. I dropped it back to 100%. It's just a standard print from the card that came with the printer. I didn't reslice anything. I haven't done anything other than using the standard print. So I'm going to try it again. This time I'm going to try and do it by unplugging the actual printer from the power supply. and see what happens. So here we go. I unplugged it. That time it did raise up, so it's not tons, but it raised up enough that it should protect the print. So it's sitting here, it should be completely dead at this point. So now I'm gonna plug it back in. It immediately comes up, it's recovering the print, so it recognized this time that it lost power, unlike the last time. At least that time. Now it's heating the nozzle. It didn't do a whole bunch of buzzing and craziness. It seemed to know where it was at. So we'll see. My lights are flickering, so my power supply, or my bed must be up to temp. Yep, it is. So now it's going to try and recover the print, and we'll see if it shifts. So it moved over in Z, and looks promising. Let's see if we do 2. See if we kill it this time. So again, yank the power cord, letting it sit. Oh, it did raise it up, so promising. Plugged it in, powering up. It's recovering the print. There's a little goober of. It does not look like it shifted a layer when it did that before, so that's promising. It's heating the bed, flickering, must be up to temp, it is. And for the record, the lights are plugged into 2 separate outlets. Same room, same circuit, but 2 different outlets. So it's not like they're in the same power surge protector or anything. Still flickers. But once it's up to temp, everything seems to stabilize. So that looked like it worked. Do I risk the power brick again? I think I'm going to actually unplug it from the wall. I think I am. So that all looked like it worked. So I think this time I am going to, whoa, I almost killed Joel. Stay, Joel. Okay. I hear it moving, so it must have recovered. So it did notice what it had done. It's kind of a rough spot on the print there. But overall, not terrible. Just like a little nub. It would have been fine. So keep in mind that you don't do anything. So theoretically you can have a power failure, and if all goes well, you won't even know it. So again, that was me actually unplugging the power strip from the wall, which should have simulated literally the whole thing, including the power strip. I have no idea what happened with the other tests that failed. I really don't know. I'm curious if it'll actually come up and move over, which would be nice. Excuse me. I am abusing it at the moment, so, but it's all about testing. So let's give it a pause and see what happens. So pause print. Okay, it stopped what it was doing, and it's moving over and moving the print to me, which is really nice. I like that a lot. It zeroed out the nozzle, but left the bed hot. That's nice. I do not see any layer shifts. So it looks like all the power things went just fine. That's good. So now I'm going to resume the print. And it went over to the top. I hope the heck it's going to heat up. Okay, it is. So it moved back over. So that was good. So it uncovered the print and let you look at it. And then when it's resuming after it heats up. So that's good. That was a really good pause. I don't have an answer for you. I have no idea why the first 4 literally failed. I'm trying to test the power panic. I did 3 now, I think it was, in a row. I did 1 from there, 2 from unplugging, and 1 from the wall. So I really don't know. I don't know how else to torture this thing. Let's go up to, there's 185. Well, let's go to 200. What the heck? So there's 200. 200%. I'm printing the Buddy the Pug. We'll see how bad we can make Buddy print. It seems to be doing decent at 200% though. Kind of impressive. I wonder how high we can go. Should we kill it? Let's go to 225. So now it's at 225%. At some point, it may not even speed up anymore. I don't know. Let's go to 300 and see if we can kill it. I don't really need a pug anyways. So I'm at 300% right now, printing the Pug Buddy. So I'm going to let it print at 300%. And will it go faster? It will. What about 350? How will it finally fail? It just stopped. No idea what it did, but it just stopped. That was weird. I don't know what it did. I mean, at some point it may not even be able to keep up the flow. So anyways, I'm going to let this print. We'll see what it looks like. Maybe I'll give you a look before I end the video. So we'll be back after it either dies or finishes. Should I go to 400? We'll see. So I've been letting it finish. And it occurred to me that I never actually did the filament skip successfully. I was printing upwards of 400%, and it got pretty rough looking. I mean, not terrible. I've seen worse prints, but it was definitely noticeable. So I slowed it back down to 100% and have been letting it print for a while. Just I'm testing, curious to make sure, and it definitely was a significant difference. So there is a speed limit. Will it keep printing? Yes. Does it lose quality? Yes. So I guess it depends on what you want. So I'm probably going to end up with, I mean, I've got a CR10 and I'm used to the Decapicats, as they call them anyways. So why don't we do it to a dog? I'm going to do the layer thing and we'll see what it does. It has absolutely no clue that I did it. It doesn't care. It really doesn't care. that is... I don't know what to say. I mean, it's supposed to be layer. That time it did it. So it took 4 or 5 times for it to recenter itself and start. I could have swore that video that when you saw Prusa do it on at the Maker Faire that he just pushed it. But I did that and it just didn't care. This time when I got it to work, I just put my thumb on it and made it run into it and stop. And it seemed to catch that. I really don't know. Needless to say, it's not a beautiful print right now. Actually, I'm going to drop it back to the 100 and I'm going to try it again. So I did it again. If I just put my hand on the rod, it worked. But if I shove it, it doesn't work. So don't yank the extruder and shove it across your printer because it's not going to work. So I just did it again. I'm just clamping the rod. It seems to work. It's my cat. I'm going to go to 200% to get some layers going. I guess it works. I mean, it's not like somebody's going to come in and just smash the extruder, but if they do, if you bump it like when you're messing around, it's not going to catch that it lost counts. It just fails. Huh. I guess it's just not what I expected. I don't know exactly how it works, so maybe I'm just being overly picky now, but I mean, it does work. Theoretically, it works. It just skipped that time and it didn't do anything. So that time it did. Rehomed itself and it's going back to do it again. That was at 200%. I don't know. Jury's out. Obviously, I'm not going to bother showing you the print. So I don't know. I'm going to think about this and try and decide how I'm going to finish out this video. I mean, Power Panic failed the first 4 times, 3-4 times. Then it worked 3 times in a row. Hit the switch and it destroyed the calibration of the bed, the system. I don't know. Maybe it was the wire that was stuck behind and it screwed up the Y reset. So maybe that was me. I'll take that one, I suppose. Filament sensor worked fine. I don't know how to... The only thing I didn't stop was to see if it would actually stop moving and somehow detect that, but like for a clog. But other than the filament sensor, almost everything else seemed to fail. And then it's working, but I had to putz with it to get it to work. I don't know. I'll have to think about it. Thanks for watching. I'll try and edit this down so you're not quite as bored. I'm still kind of at a loss as to how to even go forward with it. So I'll have to think about it and see what I'm going to put out. Maybe I'll send Prusa, the company, not the guy, a message and get a little input. So anyways, thank you much. Print everything you can and thanks for watching.